push them to remember your name. When good old days are passing away, will you promise your heart remains the same? Never can we suspend the time, having to leave the tracks behind. There is a longer way ahead. After all, there used to be a storyteller who always painted the sunshine and the rain. Unless you eventually grow up, spending a lifetime to taste the life and pain. Never can we suspend the time, having to leave the tracks behind. There is a longer way ahead. After all, if it's too hard to say goodbye, give us a try to sing around. Feel the beauty of this world, always shine.
It saves the pain I give until you try. Take your medicine, choke on your words with something better. Your face tied up in a permanent frown. I hope you're happy with yourself, so watch the pieces shatter. If we reach the shore, you'll ask for something more. We're not sailing now, this ship is sinking down.
All right. Okay. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope y'all been taking care of yourself. Ryan and Fam's here, back with another, another podcast episode. How y'all doing? We're on episode 84. My apologies if y'all hear loud fans and everything. I'm telling y'all, it is probably the worst time. At least for me personally, it's the actual worst fucking time to like do streaming because it's like it is incredibly hot. It's 100 degrees outside. Okay, it's 100. That's not good under any circumstance to be trying to do like streaming or anything. Like, yo, I wish y'all, like, please, whatever y'all can do, just try to take care of yourself. Okay, it's like it's 6:05. I don't know if it still is 100, but it is fucking terrible here. Okay, for me personally, it's just terrible in my room, and I'm just trying the best I can to put out this content for y'all and survive. So that's all I'm doing. But we do have a my bad. We do have a couple things that we want to discuss today for this little episode. So we have a lot of things. In fact, we have like the NBA to talk about, with what happened with the NBA and what's still going on with the NBA. It's coming up tomorrow with its draft. We got the NBA. We got dangerous like situation going on with artificial intelligence. We have Smash Brothers, some shit happening in Smash Brothers, just a couple days ago, probably a week prior. We got Monster Hunter Wilds to talk about with what's happening with Monster Hunter, and we even have a few more things to want to discuss and talk about. So, with that being said, let's get right to it, shall we? Let's go ahead and get this shit out the way. I won't like. It's crazy because the NBA one will be first, because there isn't really a whole lot to really cover with what happened with the NBA, but it does make you wonder what could have been. What really could have gone down, what really could have happened if this scenario was different. So, the first thing on my mind is, of course, we need to talk about what the hell is going on, what the hell happened, with the NBA Finals. So, we're down to Game 7 NBA Finals. We got the Pacers, we got the Thunder. Winner take all. You know what I mean? Winner or go home. First quarter, seemed like everything was all good, right? Pacers, Thunder going neck and neck. Tyrese Halliburton firing up his team. And then not long before you know it, Tyrese Halliburton goes down with a very bad injury. The thing is, though, what doesn't help with this is Tyrese Halliburton was dealing with that exact leg injury from the previous game a couple of days back, where it was a strain. I believe it was a calf strain. So we go from a calf strain to now what comes out to be is a torn Achilles. Tyrese Halliburton has a torn Achilles. To say the least, like this clearly was the everything that broke the Pacers back. This was the last thing that the Pacers needed. As the minute that this happened, you could tell all the air from the team was sucked out the minute that Tyrese Halliburton came down with that leg injury. Like, it wasn't really worth watching anymore, and everyone and their mom knew, okay, that's it. There's nothing more to really look at. I mean, I understand the Pacers tried their best to close the gap, but there wasn't really much that they could do. You know what I mean? What could they do? Their best star player is out indefinitely, and it won't just be for the NBA Finals. No. He's out for at least the majority of the 2026 season, and that's where this needs to really get discussed about. It's like most of the star players on the Eastern Conference side, they are gone due to injury. Like, you won't see them until 2027. Damian Lillard is out due to the same exact injury, Achilles injury. Damian Lillard is out. Jason Tatum is out. You know, the Bulls are not good. The majority of the Eastern Conference is not good. There's only two teams that can make its case for not only getting to the conference finals, but can easily stamp their ticket to the NBA Finals if they just continue to play it right. Like, that is some crazy shit now that you mention it. Yeah, they were all wearing number 0 too. That is some crazy shit that was happening, to the point where I'm seeing Sixers fans out here talking about, yo, tell this man to, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, tell this man Tyrese Maxey to change his number. We don't want him to be next. That's how scary these injuries have gotten. And I completely get it. I completely understand it. The last thing you want is another star player wearing that exact number to get hurt. But yeah, the Eastern Conference now, it is wide the fuck open. Wide open. And there's only 2 teams left that can even contend to stamp their ticket to the NBA Finals. That's literally the Knicks, and that's the Sixers. Because those are the 2 healthiest and best teams right now in that conference. Now, I understand there's the Atlanta Hawks, but the Atlanta Hawks don't have the firepower that the Sixers nor the Knicks have. They don't have that kind of firepower. So, with that being said, look, if I'm the Sixers, as much as it sucks to see, you know, with all these injuries, guess what? Everyone's clowned Embiid for never making the Eastern Conference Finals. This is literally the best opportunity that he has to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Almost everyone is out of his way except the Knicks. If the Sixers still can't get it done despite that, I don't know what else I could tell you. At that point, you just got to clean house. Because, look, this is your only opportunity. 2027, everybody will be back, and they will be a lot more healthier than they would be. And I think with a lot of these players that are out either due to injury or don't have the firepower, they're probably going to load up for 2027. So 2026 is literally that golden opportunity. You have to take it. It doesn't matter how it's done. You got to take it. You got to do what needs to be done. And I hope, for their sake, they're able to do it. Because look, Joel Embiid, for all rights and purposes, he has a Hall of Fame resume. Let's not get it twisted. Joel Embiid, the reason why people talk so down on him is because they don't like how great of a basketball player he is. And we know this. This isn't new. This is far from new. But you want to know what's going to cap that off? Is if he actually does break through that little curse of his by not getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. But then he also gets to the NBA Finals and he settles business from there. But to do that, that whole Sixers team, bro, they got to be perfect. Right down to the last minute detail. Even when it goes to injuries, they have to be perfect. And if they're not end up perfect, at least average enough to where they could still get the job done. But we will see what's going on with the Sixers when that time comes, when we get closer to like October or so. But that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing we have to discuss. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the fact that we have the NBA draft coming up, and there is some craziness that is going on with the NBA draft. All right? And by craziness, I mean Ace Bailey, the future draft pick for was the future draft pick for the Sixers, because let's be honest, I very much doubt after this that they're going to go after him. I just cannot see it happening. So what's been going on as of late, I believe this came out around Thursday or Friday, where Ace Bailey has decided to decline his meeting with the 76ers. And not only did he do that, he also has not worked out with other teams prior to this draft. Any team, all 32 teams have not worked out with him. And the crazy thing is, I don't even think Ace Bailey I don't even think he's a head case. I don't even think he really is that much of a problem. But you want to tell me that, because a team won't make promises, that you control the NBA draft? First off, y'all see how this man is moving right now, right? Let's get this straight. This is not a star player we're talking about here. Okay? This ain't a star player. He's not Luka Doncic. He's not Luka Doncic. He's not LeBron James. He's nowhere close to these guys. This would be a situation I would see happening if this was a true star player that has put in the body of work in the NBA, got paid like it, and then it's like, you know what, this team around me is not good enough. I want out. This would make a ton of sense if this was one of these star players. But this is not the case. This is literally an 18-year-old rookie that has yet to step foot in an NBA court, making demands like this, like he's head honcho. Like, my thing is this at the end of the day. Prove your worth at the end of the day. Okay? Prove your worth. Do that. And only then will you get the team you want to get. Right now, for the time being, you're sticking to where you are. Because, look, at the end of the day, a team can draft you, waste a pick, and be like, all right, we'll go into the next draft. And then, you know what I mean? You had a whole year of the NBA locked out because you decided to be a dickhead. This is not the case when it went to Joel Embiid or when it went to Ben Simmons. Even more so, I think Ben Simmons when he won Rookie of the Year, even though he didn't play a full season. Like, he was dealing with bullshit until he was forced to play and be like, oh shit, damn, I wish I had played. So it's just, my thing is with Ace Bailey is this. He wants to go to these specific teams, and here's the deal. He might get his wish. Because the Sixers have been looking at other talent, rightfully so because of the situation. Because the last thing you need in your locker room, the last thing you need on your team is a guy being a complete and utter fucking head case because he don't know how to pull his head out of his ass. And he's listening to the wrong people. Okay? Truly. Whoever's feeding him this shit at camp, it's not a good look, because if he fucks around and he busts, then they just messed up with their own client. Now, this is a high chance that he could bust because of this. I need that to be understood. Because as far as we are concerned, because as far as we are concerned, we have no idea what the hell he's gonna do the minute he gets in the league. And there are players that are already here that is gonna, take advantage of whatever flaws he has. So we will see how this is gonna go. We will see. But yeah, with Ace Bailey, bro, not a good look, not a good camp. But we'll see what will happen for tomorrow, whether or not he gets his wish, whether or not he doesn't get his wish. And I'm going to be honest, if you're the Sixers, you can't risk that right now by taking him because, look, right now the door just open for you. Like I said previously, the door just open for you to win. You want to pick a rookie that can help you win now. And if Ace Bailey don't want to help you win right now, it is what it is. You got to take what you can get. Fuck all that. Take the second best player after him and keep it pushing. Understandably, it's going to be very weird because that second player after him is VJ Edgecombe, who's a guard. So we will have three young guards in our locker room, which is very fucking weird because I don't know how that's going to work. Unless VJ can play forward, okay. If he can play backup forward, okay. But it's going to be a very weird situation with the Sixers come tomorrow, and it's not even their fault. It's literally not even their fault. Is that, look, I personally believe that Ace Bailey was the number one consensus pick for the Sixers. I truly believe that. But because of what happened, the way that it did, you got to pivot and go elsewhere. So, we'll see what will happen for the Sixers. But look, right now, that's not a good look for Ace Bailey. Especially considering what's going on around the NBA lately. Instead of you worried about having to become a star player so fast, you could become a team contributor and you could end up with a ring already in your first year in the NBA. That's the main goal at the end of the day for every every NBA, hell, every player in general. Whether it's getting a bag, but all I know is this: the contract is one thing. That championship is another. You can get as much money as you want in this league if you're good enough, but that championship, that's hard to go after. That's a hard climb, and that goes for every single player in every single sport. At the end of the day, you play for the championship, not just for the bag. If you play for the bag, at this point, like, what's the point? Like, why are you here? That's why I can't get mad at Kevin Durant for doing what he did at that time. Because at the end of the day, you want the NBA title. Regardless of what you do after, the NBA title is priority one. Even if you got to be a mercenary to do it. I understand it. I understand it. Alright. So with that being said, let's get to our next topic. We're actually going to go down the whole list here today. I have a feeling we are. Let's talk about AI. No, I don't. I sadly don't mean Allen Iverson. I really wish I did. I truly wish I did. But we're going to talk about AI. The dangerous increase that is artificial intelligence that has been going on as of late is fucking terrifying. Okay? It's getting terrifying to the point where AI is now able to almost accurately replicate, like, day-to-day speech, like daily speech. Now, y'all know my uses with AI is mainly just for fun. Y'all know that because we got it with our hunter here. And we just out here asking silly questions and chilling. But with the increase with how scary it is, with how AI has gotten, I'd be lying. Look, I'll be honest. It's making me damn near want to turn the AI that we have off and just never use it again. You know what I mean? To be fair, no one really uses it as it is, but it's really getting to that level where it's just, look, y'all gotta watch out for this shit with what it's doing right now. And it's not even AI in particular, it's the people that's behind it. We've always known that it's the people that's behind it that's always going to find some way to fuck this up and make it worse for everyone. Now, y'all remember the whole Studio Ghibli thing that was going on? Why do I get a strong feeling because of where we're going with this now? It's going to come back to bite us, and it's going to make it 20 times worse than we've already have to deal with. Okay? We're already not liking it now. Yeah, that's usually how I'm looking at it, Eagles. I mean, look, we really just use it, like you said, just for writing with characters and shit and chilling. That's usually how we're supposed to use it. But now we're about to go from how that's gone about with how we've used it to, okay, what the hell is this? We're using it for some funny dialogue. We're using it to get some laughs out of hell. We might even use it for some funny ideas we might use in the future. But now it's going from that for some funny, chill shit you do with your people to now, yo, this shit is full on about to start replicating speech. I mean, I'm not gonna link it because it's not fucking worth the trouble, but I'm sure you've had to seen this on socials where it's like you've seen a side by side of a woman saying, oh, okay, I don't know why y'all think I'm AI, blah 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 blah, and then you got the other side, which is the AI one, saying, oh, I don't know why y'all think I'm a human. And then y'all got the whole food shit going on with the mukbang situation, and it's fucking terrifying. For me, it feels like this. It's not going to be too long until if you've watched if you watch me play Metal Gear Solid 4, you watch me play Metal Gear Solid 2, we're about to reach that level. With how advanced AI is getting, and it's all thanks to evil and greedy ass people that don't know how to stay away from this shit. That, or you watch the movie I, Robot, or you played Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, we've had video games that tried to tell y'all stop fucking with these AIs and just, keep it pushing. But it ain't going to be far off if this continues the way that it continues. It's not going to be far off until we've actually reached to the point where we're close to those video games. I'm sorry, we're close to those video games. We're close to those sceneries. Hell, even Star Wars in that sense. With the Federation AI. You know what I mean? Like the Federation robots. You know what I mean? Thought, speech, and everything. And all of a sudden, they going to start shooting at you. Yeah, you knew that. Yeah, you knew it was gonna happen. I mean, they're gonna overuse it, use it for other reasons other than fun. Yeah, now it's not even being used for fun anymore. It's used to be very, very terrible, and I see it coming with, with them having to mimic speech, with them having to mimic speech and do all this dumb shit with it. I think Ninja said it best as for an article to where it's like, it's getting up to the level where I can get in trouble because someone's gonna use my voice and use my likeness to commit some fucking crime that I didn't commit. So that's why we're telling y'all, look, watch your back, watch yourselves out here, especially if you're going to be revealing yourself here on the internet. You know what I mean? Now, for me, it's already too late for me. But for others, look, if you've been protecting your image, you've been protecting your real life image thus far, continue to do so and do it as best as you can. Because it ain't getting any easier here. It's only a matter of time until, you know, it's just scary. So please take care of yourselves. Please watch yourselves, and, you know, watch out for these evil ass people with having to use this thing. That's all I can really, you know, tell y'all from there. Because it's only getting worse. There's only so much we can talk about. But you want to know what's crazy, though, as I'm going to say this? Artists warned y'all motherfuckers to stop. They told y'all to stop using this shit long ago. And now look where it's gotten. They've told y'all years ago to stop using it. We've gone from artists trying to warn you to now y'all went with that Studio Ghibli shit to now. I believe if it was a Marine, it was Marines company, they sat up there and bought out some AI. Like, we really are in a fucking damn near doom timeline with where this shit is going. So yeah, just watch yourselves and take care of yourselves here. It's bad enough you gotta deal with the heat, but now you gotta deal with this shit. You know what I mean? Alright. Next, this is actually gonna be worth having to reveal here. Let me go ahead and pull up my webcam here. I'm sorry, not the webcam, pull up the thing here, the web browser here. Alright. So, Red Lobster. Random news, yes. Red Lobster. We got Red Lobster is officially out of bankruptcy and is owned by a 35-year-old CEO, Damola Adamokun. He's leading the revival, and he's bringing in seafood boil bags, $5 drinks, and pledging better service, upgraded food, and revamped interiors. Well, goddamn. I hope it ends up being this way. Like, I truly hope it ends up getting to this route where it's like, look, if this is what Red Lobster is becoming now, shit, I'm all for it. To be fair, I've always felt like Red Lobster was never really going to go bankrupt. I can't be the only one that thought this way. But, you know, to see that, we got a black owner out here having to treat people like this, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So, hopefully for him, he does Red Lobster proud. And I mean, for the history of Red Lobster, he does it proud. I mean, I'm glad it survived. Hey, same here, bro. Look, I'm happy that shit lived. I always felt like, look, bro, Red Lobster can't go down. Not like this. You know what I mean? So to see that Red Lobster is still out here kicking, ass, look, I'm all good for it. I'm all for it. I don't know how true that is. Nintendo 64 fucking Red Lobster. So yeah, we'll see how it'll go. But this is it. If you guys eat seafood, if you guys are down for it, I definitely say this. Definitely go to your closest Red Lobster very soon and, you know, try it out. See if it's very good. You know, like, give me an update. Alright. With gaming, real quick. More with gaming, I guess. Or if we got the gaming at all. Sea of Thieves is $14 right now. And, well, at least for Steam, it's $14 right now because of a sale. So, I'm going to go ahead and pass this on because y'all already know who introduced us to Sea of Thieves. So I think it's only right I go ahead and I promote this out. Let me go ahead and put that out there. There you go. $14 on sale. Solid game. You can't go wrong, man. You can't beat that. Shout out to Winter. Thanks for having introduced us to this, you know, phenomenal game. But yeah, that's on sale. Grab it, have fun. We got more news with gaming, of course. So WWE 2K, I went from shitting on WWE 2K like crazy to now I'm gonna have to praise them, because take a look at this. So that's real. The Monster Abyss is coming to WWE 2K25. Now, for me, I already have the season pass. I gotta tell you, Abyss made history as far as I'm concerned. Because Abyss is never going to step foot in the WWE. I'm letting y'all know now. He's already stated that he has retired, so he's not stepping foot in any more wrestling rings. Abyss became the first wrestler I even know of that never stepped foot in WWE. He walked in any other company that he wanted to walk into, which he was in Ring of Honor and he was in TNA. Okay? He was in both of those companies. He never stepped foot in WWE as a wrestler. Now, he is in WWE right now, but not as a wrestler. He's in there as a creative director, if I'm correct. In fact, let me go ahead and take a look here. Or a writer for WWE. Yeah, he's a WWE producer. He's a producer for WWE. He never stepped foot in the game. I'm sorry, never stepped foot in the ring, and he said, oh, fuck. It's so crazy that, of course, Johnny Gargano even had to sit up there and chime in, and he said, with the theme, because I wasn't expecting that either. I didn't think they'll have the whole TNA upgrade for that, man. They'd be like, yo, you know what? Let's put this man in the game. You know, TNA original. So to see that he's in the game, I mean, it's great to see, because the way how I see it is this. I remember back then, people was making like CAWs of Abyss, especially when that one return he did a Slammiversary. He was dressed in prison gear, and they will always pair him up with Kane. They will always want him to fight Kane or pair him up like as a tag team. Now you can officially do that. So that's what's crazy to me. Is WWE 2K will do this, right? They will do this. They will fuck around and do this, and yet they will fuck you over when it went to putting out classic skins, classic stuff with everybody. And tell you, oh, this is my faction. And that's why I have such a problem when it goes to this game. Like, it's a love-hate relationship when it goes to this game. I want to love this game, because it's really not bad. And I haven't even gotten to, like, most of the shit that's in here yet. And it's not bad. But god damn you, 2K, and your bullshit. This could be one of the greatest wrestling games like we've had, because it's like, look, they got all these wrestlers, all these characters in here, but we can't play as them all because, oh, my faction. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all see the missed opportunity here? You have a TNA fucking legend that never stepped foot in the WWE in the video game. There was Sting, who eventually stepped foot. There was AJ Styles, who stepped foot. They weren't even hyping AJ Styles up like that. They say, alright, fuck it, he's in the game. Let's go ahead and put him in. Exactly, Eagles. The fact that I had to go to What's the Status and download a version of CM Punk 2010 is fucking egregious. I'm not going into my faction, okay? I don't want to play my faction. It's fucking stupid. Like, yo, y'all make... This is a damn shame. 2K makes Madden Ultimate Team look tame. Very tame. With what they're doing. And we know how we feel with EA and them doing Ultimate Team with Madden. Or FIFA Ultimate Team. Or whatever it is. We know how we feel about that. And even they make them look tame. That's fucking egregious. And they know it. They know what people want. An unlockable in a fucking wrestling game that's just... Fuck it. I want to play as this wrestler. Let me have the access, the proper access to play as this character. Not force me to play as a game mode I don't want to play, that I have no choice but to spend money on, and I have to grind my ass off to go play as him. Like, what is wrong with y'all? It was supposed to be like, my character is emotionless and not doing classic wrestling stuff. That's why I wanted to use the entrance and the victim motion. Right. But it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like, it's perfect for that with the whole John Cena thing. But you want to know what, Eagles? They even fucked that up. Because they gave John Cena they gave the current John Cena one of his old, like, his old entrances from One Night Stand. I'm like, first off, John Cena is not giving anybody a fucking salute. Let's start there. He ain't giving nobody a salute anymore. Only thing he's doing is having the title wrapped like around his waist and like having a towel over his head. That's the least he's doing. They can't even give us that. They don't want to give us that. And so they want us to grind our ass off on my faction just to get some skins, but which really, in my personal opinion, current day skins that should be an update. But God forbid we tell them we want that, huh? That's too hard for them to want to do. That's way too hard. But yeah, like I said, man, love-hate relationship with WWE 2K. Love-hate relationship. It's not even really the game, it's the company. It's the company behind it. Could you imagine Rockstar pulling bullshit like this? I know I can't. I can't imagine Rockstar doing this, which is funny because that's another 2K subsidiary right there is Rockstar themselves. And even they're like, nah, bro. We can't do this to y'all. Bro, right, like, I can't see Rockstar pulling this shit. That's how wild this is. Yeah, otherwise, bro, it's just... It's a damn shame. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame. We could get so much more than what we got. What we're currently getting out of 2K. But you know what? It is what it is. We're just gonna have to take it and deal with it. Apparently. And I really don't want us to, because it feels like we're just settling when we shouldn't be settling. Alright. Next news, this is just with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter has officially hit. This is just on Steam. I don't know. We obviously will never know how it goes on PlayStation. Not really on PlayStation. We won't really know how it go on Xbox because this is the main one. We'll know how it go. Monster Hunter Wilds has officially hit the negative on Steam. Overwhelmingly negative, for that matter. Now, I'll go ahead and take a look and see if that is still the case. Let me go to the store page. Yup, can confirm. Y'all see it from right here. It is hit overwhelmingly negative on Steam.
That's rough, buddy.
Exactly what that is, because it's like, this is the first Monster Hunter game I've seen actually get to this point. And you want to know what? It's deserved. It is rightfully deserved. I can't be mad at people saying, you know what? Nah, fuck this. I've paid too much of my money, too much of my time to want to do this. Even the reviews say enough. They said, I'm not going to complain about the difficulty. I care more about whether it's fun. This game can be fun. And I feel this exact sentiment. Hold on. I feel this exact sentiment. This game can be fun. But World had a lot more things better. The optimization is terrible and plenty of networking issues when trying to play with friends. I don't understand why it didn't let us be with friends when hunting a monster at the start. The pop-up camps are neat, but there's no garden. I'm aware of there is no garden. I don't know what they mean by the garden with this, or unless they're talking about like from previous games. I'm aware of the other mechanic they have for this, but it's nowhere near as good. The food isn't the same without the Palico cooking animations. Worlds was pretty damn good. Cooking on a small grill isn't the same. Not one of those people with the food fetish. RE8 didn't need the food mechanic. Please keep that stuff away from me. I don't give a fuck about food mechanics when there's a zombie apocalypse around, Capcom. Jesus Christ. The mantles and equipment isn't as good. That is absolutely true. The mantles are not good at all in Wilds. Like, you literally heard me state a number of times that I do not use mantles in Monster Hunter Wilds because I felt like it was worthless. I didn't feel like it was worth something. And it still ain't. The story had one of the two things that were interesting, but it was meh overall, which I agree. Most of the characters are also insufferable at times, minus the Palicos. You love them furballs. No. I kind of, I kind of disagree with a few of them. I kind of disagree and agree. I agree with a couple of them. I disagree with a few of them. I do love my Palico. My Palico's fucking phenomenal, whether it was English or whether it was actual voice. They did a very good job with the Palicos, and I fucking love Alma. Other than that, yeah, I agree. I don't care for the most of the characters. There is some nice things going for this game. However, the negatives are bogging it down way too much. Prefer World overall, especially the Iceborne DLC. And you want to know what? I get it. I get it. I especially get it because I uninstalled Monster Hunter Wilds. You know how rare that is? You know how hard that has to take me to uninstall Monster Hunter game. I didn't uninstall World when it was at its peak or when it was like still going and everyone was loving it, and I didn't uninstall Rise until Wilds came out. Or unless until, of course, I had to move platforms, of course. But, you know, that should tell you enough. I love Monster Hunter to death. I will go to bat for Monster Hunter. But make no mistake about it, that does not mean I will not give Monster Hunter a piece of my mind. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I do it every time with every game company as much as I can because, look, at the end of the day, I want y'all to be great. I want y'all to be better. That's why we're giving out these reviews in the first place. And everyone's sitting up here talking about, oh, okay, it's too rough. You know, you're being too harsh. No, I'm not being too harsh. I've paid my hard-earned money for this game. I want it to be great. And you want to know what? They're not the only company we need to be talking about with this. We need to be talking about Sparking Zero. I need to see if Sparking Zero got any negative reviews. Because I was fucking hyped as hell for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And so far, I don't even give a damn about the game. I legitimately don't care. People are mixed on the game. This shouldn't be the case with Sparking Zero, considering the amount of hype that we've had leading up to this game. The hype we've had. To only be told, look, this shit ain't worth it. It's not worth it. Like, whatever they did with this game, and by the way, this has no excuse. This has been away for years. But you want to know what fucked this up? It's real simple. Why do you not have crossplay with this game? I was looking forward to having crossplay with this game and playing with my people. But I can't. In the year 2025, we're still dealing with this issue where we have no crossplay in these specific games, such as fighting games, when you should have them. Why? Why would you kill the game like that? There's that. Nobody gives a fuck about a roster full of clones, which, let's be honest, this is the case with Goku and Vegeta, and there's a lot of clones with those two around. Hell, I think they make up for almost half the roster. On top of that, they're missing the Dragon Ball characters, as in the original Dragon Ball characters. So yeah, Sparking Zero is falling under Sparking Zero and Monster Hunter. They're falling under the same issue, where they just trying to cash grab you. And the sad part is, with Sparking Zero, that shit worked because everybody couldn't wait to play it, rightfully so, for a game that we have not had since the freaking PlayStation 2 era. Unless you're counting Raging Blast, then okay, fine, go ahead. PS3 era. But in terms of his predecessors, it is a massive, 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 massive letdown. And the same can be said for Monster Hunter Wilds. Both of these games are massive letdowns. I couldn't wait to play these games, only to be given a completely different point of view with how they've been treated. And you want to know what? I love this game too. But this fucked it up as well. I actually do love playing Bleach Rebirth of Souls. In fact, I'm still gonna continue to play it. But guess what? Same thing that I said. With Sparking Zero, the one thing that killed it, why the fuck do you not have crossplay with games like this? In the year 2025, we shouldn't be dealing with this. I shouldn't have to, oh, you need a such and such to play this. We are in 2025. At some point, y'all gotta wake the fuck up and understand. Nobody cares about this console war bullshit anymore. Nobody should have to do this, throw it back like it's 2012, 2010, or whatever era, to have to get a game console to do this. This shit only makes sense with first party games. And even they know to put in crossplay with this. Example, Gears of War. Gears of War is coming out for the PlayStation. The first one at the very least. And even they said, nah, you don't gotta worry about that. We got crossplay built in, bro. You good. What are we doing? What are we doing? The fighting games community, man. The fighting games that we have been getting, they're so good, but they're such a fucking letdown. And it's really a shame. The fighting game is such a letdown. We got Monster Hunter being such a letdown, and I know I'm putting them under the same thing, but it is what it is. It's a total letdown. And it could be so much more. A lot of these games that ends up being like this, they could be so much more. We love them. We speak negatively on them because we want y'all to do better. It's not rocket science to understand that. Look, I said this before. If I'm not talking negatively about a game, it's because I don't give a fuck about it. But if I do, then that means, look, I care a lot more than you realize. I want you to do better. I want you to do great. And when you don't do great, it's like, God damn, bro. What could have been? Seriously, what could have been? The last thing I want to talk about when it goes to, at least as far as gaming is concerned, we got to talk about Smash Brothers. I have to talk about this because it's like, for me it's part of my, I guess, I wouldn't necessarily say my childhood, but part of me growing up when I was in high school or some shit like that, or even going into like the college years. I would love to have to look up, competitive Smash Brothers clips and be like, damn, you know what, I hope I can get to that point someday and be like one of these players. Now it's only to find out that we got bullshit like this. Stop. We got bullshit like this going on. Now, for anyone unaware, this is the Mango that we know from Smash Bros. The same guy that won tons of tournaments, tons of shit. He was known for being a damn good Smash player, being a damn chill dude. But it takes one dumbass incident like this to completely fuck over your gaming career. And the thing is, this isn't the first time that he's had an issue with controlling his alcohol. That's the sad part. But this is the one where he has an issue with it, and it completely dooms him of his sponsorship, which is C9, and it probably dooms him from anything else that we could think of, because he doesn't know how to handle his drinking. By the way, this, ladies and gentlemen, is a prime example of why I'm staying straight edge. I don't give a fuck. Prime example. Because when you're pulling bullshit like this on live streams, you can't be shocked at the outcome. You need to go to fucking rehab, and you need to learn from your lesson. Such as, if you know you can't handle your drink, stop drinking or drink in moderation. Take your pick. I'm not here telling everybody to go straight edge on the CM Punk route. I'm not telling everybody to do that. But I want y'all to know this is exactly the kind of bullshit for why I tell y'all, look, don't try to get me to drink. I don't want to end up like that. At all. Period. Not trying to. So let's keep it that way. Bro, you're humping the back of a fucking woman's head, wearing a toad hat. Why? First off, why would you even do that? All I know is this, man. The Smash community that we once knew, the Smash gamers we once knew, there's only one or two guys left that we know of that's even at least so much as, doing okay. Mewtwo King's not giving a fuck. We could start from there. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's quiet. A hungry boxer somewhere crying again because he's known for it. You know what I mean? Other than that, a good chunk of what we once knew with the Smash Brothers scene with their pro players are cooked. That shit is gone. And then here's the deal, which because of this, you're proving Nintendo's point, and there's nothing more that sucks than proving Nintendo's point. If you remember, Eagles, back then, these Smash gamers with the whole Evo thing going on, Nintendo was doing their damnness to pull Smash Bros. Out of these Evo tournaments. And now we see why they were looking to do that. Now you're just about justifying why. Zero justified why. You know what I mean? If you know the Zero I'm talking about, yes, that Zero who's a fucking pedophile, he justified it completely right then and there. But then you got, Technicals getting sued on some bullshit. I'm shocked he even has the time to tweet, knowing he got a case going on. You got that going on with him, and then you got that situation with Nero as well. Like that whole crash out bullshit that was going on with Smash Brothers. It completely left a full on black stain when it goes to this game, and when it goes to its competitive community. And I don't think it's going to be a stain that anyone's going to recover from. And if they do, it's going to be a long ass time. But at the end of the day, I just want it to be known. It's like, look, bro, I was enjoying this kind of, content from them back then. I was enjoying having to see them go nuts in Smash Bros. So to now go from that to seeing what they become well after the fact, it's a fucking shame. But you know what? Y'all are grown ass men. Y'all are not teenagers. Y'all are grown ass men doing this. At the end of the day, I gotta keep it 100. You get what you fucking deserve. At that point, it's not Smash Bros. Anymore. The shit you pull, it ain't it. They could be so much more, but that's what they choose to go with. All I know is this at the end of the day, y'all. Don't be like this. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an asshole, especially when, if you're drinking. If you know you can't handle your shit, stay away from it. Okay? If you know you're not that kind of person, please, I beg you to stay away from it. It's never a good look. At the end of the day, y'all, I do have one more thing to discuss. It goes to Warhammer. I thought I was done, but I was reminded, you need to go ahead and cover this with Warhammer. So, Warhammer Dark Tide. Let me take a look here. Is that on sale? Oh no, I thought it was on sale. Warhammer Dark Tide. We have a brand new class apparently. We have the Arbitites class cosmetic upgrade.